Hello, welcome. Today we're doing 14 MSQ and then raids later tonight. So yeah, let's get into it. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these elegant devices seem so easy. I don't know what possessed the elegance to surround themselves with these chattering orbs, but the fact that they remain while their creators do not speak volumes. Guiding to user terminal. This way, please. Don't look at me. This is a task for you in afternoon. The terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Access granted to user Yosan and her adolescent Elsian companion. Master Sun's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I say, ask which version you are employing. Why, software version 42.002, of course. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate TMS restraints instead? The proposed method is indeed an option, but please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return to Grahatia once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Asians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that Asians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Daniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? And Amir, no, I want to understand him. I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. And very MX Silk answer. Certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. I mean, that's me. I like understanding people, so that's... But did he not tell you that he was beyond reason? If he wishes to die, I say we oblige him. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, and even if but the faintest glimmer, I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphadone has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Warning, releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of staff. I cannot deny the logic of Estinian's argument, given all that is at stake, even if the slightest lapse in judgment could be the undoing of us all. Toot, toot, toot. I really like that they left so many places, like, left untouched, like, interesting places. So there's, like, always a reason to go back to a zone for the story. Or just in general. So the spirit vessel proves useful after all. Excellent. If this Fandango truly is without reason to creed, he is no better than a rabid dog. Treat with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. Estinian told me all as well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphano's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Well, that sounds rather frustrating, but you've got there in the end. While you were off taking to notes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance learned strongly towards leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely, that Tiamat shows no sign of financial devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Maybe that have made a difference. Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would have not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk, it's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Afano to disengage the restraints. Ethereal dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Ah, such warmth, the frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these visions of days long forgotten, of war with men of Alag? Wherefore do such faithful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its re-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Yo, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of past times past. I guess some dragon lore? Both are really interesting. Do I only get to choose one? That sucks. War with the men of Valak. Wicked, bloodthirsty creatures. Not content with their own lands, they brought fire and death to Mercidia, our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. This choice might have not made a difference, but yeah, we took wing in search of a place to make our array. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest. Kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's beauty, Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Wow. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlian scholar Lucia. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Huh. That is very interesting. Again, Angela. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to this strife until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Alex slew my beloved, and I, in a rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above if the treatment fails. Run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alize. The magic is working. Slowly but surely the magic is working, aided no doubt by the memories you've made her share. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it, and while I've got only a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go.
No! I'm almost there! This is it, Angelo!
Es lies an. Mich es die.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Task in Santal Ankin in way.
Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Ankin.
My children,
Slusk an all fall kail an. Slusk seth som in an.
should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace.
Afatan. Mood. One an. Lis an. Do ood an.
Better to die than live as a tool of evil, and you too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
She's in an. En ik.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Whoa.
Bahamut an es.
Bahamut, my beloved,
Uljas. Ul asa. Fesk an.
for vengeance and atonement I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest amount of settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphinaud and be on our way. First, the spate of abductions and now an attack on the Amaja homeland. What do the Tempori aim to achieve with all of this? If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I feel ready for anything. As I am sure you recall, Ehrenberg and Fodola were bound for Pakistan, and I pray they have not come to any harm. By happy coincidence, Kyle and I were in the process of concluding our inquiries when news reached us of Lunar Bahamut's return. There is much to discuss, but it will have to wait. Of the foe we face, we know but little. Though time pass be of the essence, we must not stint in our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the aid of the Amaja costs us our best chance of victory. Now, I know some of you could do with the rest, but I'm sorry to say that Tempori have other plans. Paglith and is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort. The Marshal Turpin at their head. Terrapin. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. It is good to hear that Ul'dah has not abandoned the Amaja. Abandoned him? Did we not profess to be their friends? Wow. Your Grace. Marshal Turpin had made provisions for such an exigency. exigency and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of or the syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Ul'dah alone in its resolve. The other alliance nations may have likewise dispatched their troops to Pagath, and yet even with our combined strength we shall be shortly tested, for we face not only the might of the Imperial Legion, but the Lunar Bahamut and the Draconic Horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that, despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amajah show any signs of tempering. Strange, what primal should turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that was true, anyone could fight him, and Yo and the others like her wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incurably powerful foe whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I for one am inclined to do as her grace requests. Lest we forget, Ehrenvold and Fordola are in Plagathon on reconnaissance. The sooner we have saved the day, the better their chances. Indeed, to the airship then. One day. Alright, So the Depori have constructed buildings capable of tempering, and primals which are not. What secrets are they hiding? Given what we know, some or perhaps even all of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that. But they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they would be deaf for reason, which is better than nothing. It is not impossible that the Telefori redirected some of the troops stationed at the tower to the front line. If so, this may all turn out to have been to Ehrenvold and Frondola's benefit. Do you think Astanian and Tiamat have already reached Paglithan? Ah, but I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Azure Dragoon. Forgive me. Try as I might, I cannot fathom why the Tapori would move to attack the Almoja. If Fandaniel's objective is death and destruction, one of the city-states would surely have been a better target. No, they have some other agenda, one encompassing the recent abductions, perhaps? Lest thou wonder, I have attended to Thancred's ammunition, and completed mine own preparations. I trust thou canst say the same of thine. Canst say the same of thine. The way Urianger talks, I swear. Okay. Greetings, we've been expecting you. By say a word and we shall depart for Paglithan at once. I see. I was not expecting that. I know now what designs the I know now what designs the Telapori have on Paglithan, but I do know they must be stopped for the good of all of Almoja and us all. Whether he's here or not, we can be sure Fandaniel is behind this attack, and that makes me doubly determined to see that it fails. By dealing with Lunar Bahamut and his hordes, so too will we render aid to Ehrenvold and Fordola. Come, let us go. The grasslands of Paglithan will make for an open battlefield. Many though our enemy are, we will not have to fight against the terrain at least. Like most who have spent time in Ul'dah, I have always seen eye to eye with the Almoja, but today I will fight side by side with them in common cause, and hope that none of them remember me. At the cost of his own life did Master Louisoix strike down the primal Bahamut. Whatever the true nature of this new incarnation, it cannot be suffered to threaten this Tsar. All aboard, who's coming aboard? Okay. How long have I been streaming? Alright. I'll be right back with the dungeon. Okay. Here we're back. The dungeon.
Asan by snuffeth an kin in na.
What took you so long? The Amalta are in trouble. Let's split up. Oh, no, you don't.
That's cool. Okay.
Kin so ash esk snodo in aisto.
Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt.
Antal an in aisto. Antal afa snalask ash an dran mira.
By your deeds we are set free, and free we shall remain as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Merisedia hearken to the lies of the Asians. This I vow.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well. Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
Sometime earlier in Pagwood Tower.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly!
We've got to get them free!
Get back!
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
No!
Fred.
No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
Ah. To see the Alma-Jah fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zun of the Crystarium. I pray that our peoples can forge bonds as strong as those of our counterparts in the First. From what I could tell, there didn't seem to be many Imperials in the vicinity of the tower. Hopefully, Aaronville will have used the opportunity to get in and out undetected. Tiamat did all she promised and more this day, but I doubt she will be satisfied. Nay, she will fight on in defense of her children, wherever so they may be. It will take more than a single victory to wash away all the blood between Men and Alma-Jah, but one has to start somewhere. Though the day is won, thanks in no small part to the valor, the Telepori are far from defeated. Yet, be that as it may, 'tis only right that we rejoice in Lunar Bahamut's banishment unto the ether. Well, it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandaniel. We have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we have received word of Aaronvald's safe return. I see the Amalja fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zun we encountered at the Crystarium. I pray that our peoples can forge bonds as strong as those that— oh, same dialogue, my bad. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave Scions. Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the Protistery. Your Grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from Plagarth, and they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend I believe, had been wounded, and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. Can you tell us aught of Ehrenvold's condition, Your Grace? The wounded scout. Not save that it is grave. The Churagans tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Yo, Estinian, would you mind going after Alphanode? He may need some support from someone other than me. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Plagarth and come on then. Is it true? Has Lunar Bahamut been defeated? Okay. Ah. Oh, nice. Instead of standing there gawping, why don't you tell your friend to stop whining like an underfed dog? People are fighting for their lives in there. People tell me, please tell me something, anything. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Demiliot is attending to him as we speak. If you would be so kind as to wait. What did Master Demiliot say? Tell me his exact words. But, you're right, forgive me. When we said our farewells to Ehrenveld, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll all be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
That woman, she plays at scorn, but her eyes are filled with sorrow. Sorrow deep enough to drown in. I know. There is nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the fragrant chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. I like that.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
I mean, I trust the Grand companies, but I'm like going left and right to see if there's a secret option.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amarja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Pagalfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Amidst this great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. If there is no reason to linger, I will take my leave. Alphino knows only too well that sacrifices are an unavoidable part of conflict, but knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared your adventures with Ehrenvold, have you not? Then I shall say no more. With the secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish our negligence with a plague of primals. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of Her Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Tatar, would you? Though we have won our first battle against the Telpori and made significant discoveries to boot, the war has scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alphinaud. Ehrenvold is in good hands here. Of course, he would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement then, I shall let Kryle know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging when the time available. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Yes, I'll try asking him, and thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return. Oh, one sec. Hello? I'm alright. I'm actually streaming right now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we reschedule? Is tomorrow alright? Noon? Text me? Alright, thank you. Alright, thanks. Bye. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kyle in particular has a few matters he is keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estenian, believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? Fine. Really, I thought you said that you were avoiding that veiled sun, Woodman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Let's get this over with, shall we?
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay.
My bad, I gotta make a quick phone call. Life. Okay. Apologies about that. Sometimes life gets in the way of the stream, but that's life. Hey, if there are no objections, I shall depart for Charlene at once, but before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay.
After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Heidelin's blessing, a topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Heidelin spoke to you directly?
That's a good question.
Is the question truly so vexing? Perhaps you fear I will chastise you for giving the wrong answer. Or was it so long ago that you simply can't remember?
History shows us that Heidelin is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own, and as far as I am able to tell, Heidelin has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Heidelin. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Heidelin were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Heidelin's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Charlian, and their research on the ethereal sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo. You inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace,
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Asian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. None can deny that Heidelin's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we have learned from our encounters with the Asians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. The sudden appearance of the towers will surely not have escaped the forum's notice. I would like to think that would be receptive to Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter. But unfortunately, their reputation would suggest otherwise. It strikes me as odd that rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telepori have so far made one sporadic attack. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all of those towers if that was all they had in store for us. But though we know not the full extent of the Telepori's schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. If I am to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. If you have need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation for the next battle. But since you're here, I have a question. The Scion you are in close contact with, the Eastern Aldrin Trading Company of Pagana, yes. I was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. I don't seem to be able to find it in these parts. Like sun-dried squid. We sent Count Coltlet and the others to be our eyes and ears in the field. Wherever the Tepori appear next, will be among the first to know. Alize has been teaching me how to cure tempering using epoxy. I must say, the thought of being in such close proximity to one of the afflicted is rather daunting. I've been keeping me good eye on the towers and telling others to do the same. Of course, I don't mean just us Scions. I've got a whole network of scouts to keep me informed. When the tower rose up in Yaxia, my first thought was to stay in Doma to keep my grandfather safe. But when we heard the news of Bahamut's return, he bid me to return to the Rising Stone to aid my fellow Scions. He sends his regards, by the way. That's nice. Although Ehrenvold and I both served as Scions, I'm afraid that I have had few opportunities to speak with the lad. I do hope he is fit to return to active duty soon. Hoary Boulder certainly cut a fine figure as he set off on his latest mission. I was sad to see him leave, and my nights will be lonelier with just the one brother to keep me company. Damn, Anor. Anor thoughts. Alright. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance. Because I do, but when it comes to putting down primals, nobody else does it better than us. Well, than you lot, more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in, and gladly mining. It's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb, like poor Ehrenwald. I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for anything the odd prayer and for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to complete shambles now, would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there's any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. As of this moment, you are under strict orders to get as much rest as possible. After all, we need our lady fighting fit when the Telepori reared their ugly heads against the heads again. Cool. I'm gonna take Tatura's advice and get some rest. I gotta go chill with somebody, so I gotta end this stream here. But 2.5 hours ain't bad. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.